Glory to God in the highest heaven, and on earth peace to those on whom his favour rests. That was the angel's reaction to Jesus' birth and his bedding in the feeding trough for animals. Extraordinary, isn't it? Because of this event, God's glory, even in the highest heaven, God's throne room itself, shines more brightly. God's glory is his inward character being made known, his being displayed and experienced in some tangible way by his creatures, be they angels or people. And it is terrifying to the shepherds as they experience this song and as they experience something of God's glory, even glimpsed through the angels. One angel terrified them in verse 9. We can only guess what the whole host of angels did for them as they all gathered round. Now, when the light shines, we find the shadows are sharper, aren't we? At Christmas we put the lights out, but there's a candle, and then you can see all the shadows around that candle. Or as spring comes and the sun gets a bit brighter, we'll all discover that there's a lot of dirt on our windows, won't we? And have to get the window cleaner out. That's what happens because the increased light shows up the dirt. That's what light does, and that's what glory does. So it is with God. So how can there be peace on earth when there is glory to God? It seemed like the opposite. More like what used to happen when my old headmaster, who was my maths teacher, used to go out of the classroom. He was a smoker, so he used to go and check on the photocopier quite regularly. When he'd come back after one of his little trips out, and he'd have to sort the classroom out and bring everyone's behaviour back in line. The answer to this is actually connected to the birth of Jesus and his lying in a manger as well. So both parts, the glory to God in the highest heaven and the peace on earth to those on whom his favour rests, are connected to the baby, to Jesus. Just as the glory of God shines out all the more brightly because of the birth of Jesus, so does his grace and his goodness to us who are sinners, that God would lay aside his splendour and be found in such a place. For doing this, it was part of Jesus' rescuing work, ultimately in his suffering death on the cross. Jesus has made peace between us and God. There is peace on earth for those on whom his favour rests, like Zechariah and Mary and Elizabeth, those who humbly trust Jesus, those on whom his favour rests.